What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Guys, I have some bad news. The markets are flat. They're not really moving. How's everyone doing tonight? How's everyone doing tonight? Elaine, what's going on? Good to see you. Tom, good to see you. A low showing today must be because of the holiday weekend. John, what's going on? Maybe it's also because I didn't do it last week. Maybe some people just didn't get the notice. It's all good. It's all good. George, what's up, buddy? Is it Tuesday yet? No, not yet. Silly Bunt, what's going on? Hey, Brightest Beacon, good to see you. What's going on, Tariq? Roman, good to see you. BSR, how are you? Hello, everybody. Yeah, I was at the pool all day with my kids. It's so exhausting to be with kids. It's no joke. Guys, let's start talking. What do you guys want to talk about? What are we talking about today? Eunice, what's going on? Alice, what's up? Good to see you. What are we talking about today? George, by the way, since I'm here, might as well do this. George, so when you're going to be going to the website, you were asking me about the lives, George. If you're going to go into your toolbox, these are basically everything that's on the website. And all you have to do is click on live events, and the Zoom is going to come out. Right? So this is going to be the Zoom. It's going to be September 2nd, 10 a.m. And any other events, including the community chat, George. So I said that I was going to go over that. So feel free to take a look at that. Alice, what's going on? What's going on? Can you go over your cover call strategy again? Look 4 weeks out and how much of out of the money? Sure, not a problem. Let me see if I could get a play. Do you have a specific stock that you want me to look at so I could give you the example? Palantir. All right, cool. So, RFJ was saying, can you go over your covered call strategy? So, for me, I have a strategy for cash secured puts and I have a strategy for covered calls. All right. It's a completely different strategy. Some things overlap, but it's a completely different strategy. And let me put on the blue light in the background. Let me put on the sexy time. Got the blue light. Sexy time. So when I am selling cash secured puts or covered calls, I'm selling 4 weeks out. When I'm doing a cash secured put, I'm looking for 80% of my favor, 0.20 or less delta, and at least 2% of my money. When I'm selling covered calls, I'm going about 93% of my favor, 0.09 or less delta, and I don't care about the percentage because everybody's percentage is going to be different based on their cost basis. The point is very simple. When I'm doing a cash secured put, for my strategy, I don't want to be assigned. I'm using it completely 100% as income. It's not to get into a better position, none of that. For my covered calls, my strategy is simple. Every single share that I have, I want to keep. I don't want to sell. I want to get maximum price appreciation. And at the same time, I want to get premiums. But the premiums never supersede the main objective of price appreciation. With that said, let's do an example. So if I'm selling on Palantir, sell, call 4 weeks out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to September 26th. And I would go all the way up here. So I would probably be selling 190 or 192.50 for September 26th. It's as simple as that. This is 0.097, so it's around 0.9, 0.09, and this is 0.08. So I have two choices. It would be the 192.50 or the 190. Simple. That's as simple as it is. So that's the strategy. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm just following up on this question right here. But that's the strategy. And if I go to hood, very simple, same thing. Trade options, sell, call, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go all the way to around 93. So in this case, you could do the 92 or the 94.3. This one is okay. This one. So I wouldn't do this one. I would do the 135. So if I'm doing hood, it would be 135. Now, the reason I do this is very simple. So I could sleep well at night, and I give myself a really, really, really big push up. So for example, hood is trading at $100. I would do a 130, which accounts for a 30% run up in the next month. Can it happen? Absolutely. Is it likely? Probably not. And even if it gets to the 130, you're going to have an extremely easy roll. Very similar to Palantir. Palantir right now is like 150s. You go up to the 192. That's around $40, which is roughly 35% run up. Can it happen? Yes. Is it likely to happen? Probably not. And in the 130 and the 192 for Palantir and for hood, this is also above the all-time highs, which I love to sell covered calls above the all-time highs because that is such a difficult ceiling to break, on top of excellent earnings and excellent run-ups. Stocks like the hood and the Palantir with those strike prices, I don't even sleep bad at night. But even if it does hit your strike prices, it's going to be such an easy management that it just makes your life really, really easy. So that's my strategy for that. Let's go to the next question. So now what's going on? NVIDIA direction. In general, I think NVIDIA is going to go up. The earnings were great earnings. It's just that it kept going so much up, right? It just kept going so much up that I had to take kind of a breather or cool off. And all stocks have breathers. All stocks have cool offs. I mean, this is literally where we are right now for NVIDIA. We are in the middle of the Bollinger Bands, like a little bit less than the midpoint. We are sitting right above the 50-day moving average. Everything looks great. This does not look bearish at all. And even the RSI, it's literally in the middle of the RSI. It's in the middle-ish of the stochastic. It can go either way, but I don't see why NVIDIA would go down. Now, I know everybody has this crazy thing of, September is bad for stocks. I don't believe in any of these specific months are bad for stocks because August was supposed to be bad as well. So, yeah. I don't think anything about a bull. I think everything about hood. I think hood is the best company for trading stocks. I think it's going to be absolutely murdering all of these other platforms. And I don't think bull is anywhere near the level of hood. So if hood was the NBA All-Stars, bull would be the Harlem Globetrotters bench. I think Ethereum has a really good shot to double up from here, go to around that 10,000 mark. Nothing bearish about Ethereum, and there's so many treasuries that are out there that are just propping up the price. Nothing bearish whatsoever. There is definitely nothing bearish when it comes to Ethereum right now. But if you have something specific that you want to talk about, please go for it. And it's like with Ethereum, Wall Street is just waking up to it, that it has utility. For this whole time, Wall Street was just worried about Bitcoin, which is a store of value, which I still prefer Bitcoin. But why not hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, for example, or whatever else you want to hold? But most of my money is in Bitcoin, and this is what I'll be holding for the long run. But Wall Street is waking up to Ethereum and other type of treasuries. I don't know anything about that. I don't even know what stock that is. What are your thoughts on the video call for next week with a strike of 177.50? Are you opening them, or do you want to open one BSR, or do you have them expiring? If it's expiring, I wouldn't do nothing because you're not in the money. But if you want to open one, I wouldn't do that one either because you are right here at 74. So if I was to sell a call, I would probably be around 187.50 or 185 for next week to sleep well at night. But if you already have it, then I wouldn't do anything and just wait. Cool, George. You got my message. No problem. I'll see you at the live. Guys, on my website on Tuesday, my man Rob gave me a great idea. Instead of me doing lives where I'm talking like this, my lives for the website are going to be through Zooms from now on. So we're going to be able to speak to each other on the mic and review plays like that during market hours. Be very, very cool. Is asset set up okay right now for cash secured puts, or better to outright buy in preparation for the merger? So for me personally, I'm not selling covered calls or cash secured puts for asset. It's called ass and titties, right? ASST. I'm just straight holding it. I have a very large position in there right now. I'm just straight holding it. I'm not doing anything else, and I'm waiting for the merger. So this is my position on it right now. I got about 350K on it. I'm up around 70,000 on the play. And I was already able to pull out some money on it. So I got really, really lucky. I was able to... You see, I even wanted to sell a covered call on it, but then I canceled it. I'm like, I don't want to do it. It's not worth it, right? And you see over here, I even sold shares. I sold $250,000 at 950. When it hit 950, I got out of the play, and then I just started buying back again. So I really like ASST for the merger, which is going to be on, I think, the week after this week. Now, I don't know what's going to happen after the merger because I believe there's no lock-in period for the people that own shares of ASST, the initial investors, but I want to see what's going to happen. If I could get a double from this, I'll be out. I'll sell. I'm not going to hold it, right? So if that 300 something becomes like 700K, I'll be out. I'll be happy with that play. So that's how I'm playing it. I'm buying it straight up, as you can see, before the merger. And once the merger happens, I'm really hoping that this is going to shoot up. And if I could get a double up, I'll be very happy. Adam, I have BRKB, covered calls, strike 501, expiration 18, credit. Is that Berkshire? Berkshire. 505, 819, credit. Expiring 819. You sure it's 819? Pulse, is it 819? Maybe you got it off? Sorry, 919. All right, cool, 919. 919, 2 weeks. I have a covered call. So if you already have a covered call, there's not much you could do over here except for roll it. But the 919s would be 3 weeks. 505s. You'll be right here. I mean, I would like to roll this, to be honest with you, But let's go take a look at Berkshire. I mean, it looks like it's definitely had a run. I feel like there's going to be a pullback. But the problem is you're right after the expiration is right after FOMC meeting. And if they cut rates, this thing should go up. But for all intents and purposes, what I'm seeing over here is that this is overbought, and overbought. So I do think that 505 is going to have a little pullback. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to have a pullback and then go back up, but I do believe that there is going to be a dip coming up. Because you still have, it's like such a weird situation because you still have 3 weeks on the play, but at the same time, you're right around where the strike price is. The share price is right where the strike price is. 620. Let's see, 620. What can you get up to? And the problem is you could only really go to like 515. So if it's me, I would just see what's going to happen for the next 3 weeks. And maybe I would roll this right before FOMC meeting, which I believe is the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. Because I don't want to do a Hail Mary yet unless you have to, right? You don't have to do a Hail Mary yet. But if you wanted to do a Hail Mary, you could get it to 550. That would be safe. You could do this one right here. If you want to, you could go to the 550 or 540. You should be okay on that one. Get another $9. But if it's me, I'm probably going to wait until closer to expiration. And then if I needed to, I will do a Hail Mary to one of these, the 540s or the 550. Can you please share your story on why you want to buy, won't cash on master, thinking of going into BMNR, but would you rather say something, sir? Guys, it's just my own personal opinion about MicroStrategy. I personally think that now I hold a lot of MicroStrategy. I have 1,000 shares. I bought my shares for $77 because I executed a option. So at $60. So the only reason I have my shares at $77 is because I had an option. It was one of my last few options. And I'm going to get rid of those shares in December once I have long-term capital gains on it. I don't like where MicroStrategy is going. I don't care what anybody says. A lot of people say, oh, you don't know anything about the company, but I know quite a bit about the company because it made me a shit ton of money last year. It's not the same company it was last year. And I have a problem with Saylor lying to shareholders. So Saylor said 21 billion over 3 years. He ended up doing 21 billion over 5 months. And I believe that was the starting point of the downfall of MicroStrategy. I believe that the convertible bonds was a much better way to accumulate Bitcoin and do financial engineering. And ATMs would be great, but not the Uber ATMs that he's been doing. Number two, he lied. After earnings, they said that they wouldn't issue any more ATMs until 2.5 NAV. But the problem is they couldn't get into 2.5 MNAV because nobody wants MicroStrategy. So he changed it like 2 or 3 weeks after earnings and said, no, we're going to be able to issue ATMs even under 2.5 MNAV. And yeah, the company just straight sucks. And there's no amount of financial salads that he could do right now that's going to change it, in my opinion. And if it does, I'm going to be happy because I'm going to make money. And I hope anybody holding it is going to make money. But I am not going to be a holder of MicroStrategy. I don't appreciate the company anymore. And I don't want to hold the company anymore. So that's my story of MicroStrategy. In terms of BMNR, nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I have SBET personally. And I'll be getting out of all of these treasuries and all of these crazy companies towards the end of this year. So maybe another 1 or 2 months. I'm just waiting for one more run-up for all of them. And then I'm just going to have straight up IBIT ETF, ETHA ETF, and some type of Solana ETF. I'll probably have like 500,000 between those, maybe 1 million. And that's it. I'm not going to have anything crazy. But no more treasuries like risky plays. But yeah, that's my story with MSTR. That's my opinion on BMNR and SBET. I think BMNR and SBET are going to do quite good. You know, it's remarkable for me. Everybody gives Tom Lee so much credit for BMNR, as they should, because Tom Lee is an absolute gangster. So much respect for him. But the president of the board for SBET is literally the co-founder of Ethereum with Vitaly Buterin. It's crazy. And nobody giving SBET credit. And by the way, for Tom Lee's ETFs, he can't buy BMNR. It's a conflict of interest. So he buys what he believes, I believe, is second best, which is SBET. So do with that what you will. Just opened several covered calls. Good luck, man. Let me know how they go. Let me know what positions and everything like that, man. Let me know. Talk to me about it. Ooh, SoFi is a crazy company, guys. Can I tell you something? It's so crazy. Out of all the plays that I did, I think SoFi is gearing up to make me more money than any of the other plays. More money than MicroStrategy, than Palantir, than Hood, than everything. Somehow my dumbass bought a shit ton of SoFi options. I think SoFi is great. Be more specific, guys, when you ask me questions. If you just give me the ticker symbol, I'm just going to give you guys my opinion if I know anything about it. And I think SoFi is going to hit 35 this year. 30 to 35. Personally, at 35 or maybe lower 30s, I'm going to be out of most of my options of it, and I'll just hold shares. Love it. Guys, just want to grab another water. Give me 1 second. And just want to say one more thing about MicroStrategy. It's so bittersweet because I want the company to do well. And I put a shit ton of money into MicroStrategies. I got out of it at the end of last year. I ended up getting back into it earlier this year. So I got out at close to the top, luckily, or I would have been in a very different position in my life right now. I wouldn't be retired. And a lot of people, when I make a comment, are like, oh, you don't know nothing. You probably have 2 shares living in your mom's basement. And I find it so funny that nobody can have a conversation. It's just criticism when you say something. Chris, what's up, buddy? PLAMPXONDS I don't know any of those. If you're asking me to review them, I don't know anything about those companies. 0.3 delta. If you're doing covered calls with a 0.3 delta, I'm sorry to tell you, you're going to get absolutely wrecked. Unless you want an exit strategy or you're cool with selling your shares, 0.3 delta is terrible for covered calls. And this is why people don't outwork the underlying asset. You know, I don't know if some of you guys saw some comments. I was speaking to Chris Patel, and basically he was shitting on covered calls and says that it's a bad strategy. I actually spoke to him on the phone after that. I know Chris, like, we met up. We've had dinner before, met up with Amit. And, you know, we were talking about it, and he's like, Adam, you know what? Your strategy doesn't seem bad, but most people don't have this type of strategy. For me, again, the main objective is full price appreciation. The secondary objection is premium. Premium should never supersede the first initial main objective of full price appreciation. And if you do this right, then you will outperform anybody holding the stock. So, for example, if you do this correctly on Palantir or Hood, so on and so forth, you should probably be getting full price appreciation plus a 5 to 10% dividend on the side or outperformance. Now, if you want to get out of this, if you want to sell your shares or you're cool with them getting called away, 0.3 delta is a good technique. But if you don't want to lose your shares, stick to 0.09 delta or less, or at least 0.1 delta or less. The problem is people do premium hunting, and a lot of these YouTubers are full of shit talking about 0.3 deltas. They're full of shit, and they have no technique. And they're just doing it because it seems better when you're collecting more premium. They're not telling the audience what they should tell them. They're telling the audience what they want to hear. Snap is going to expire above 750, right? I don't know. When's your expiration? I have $8 strike. Should have never been in this company. But we're going to manage them. I think we'll be good. I think Snap is going to snap back to above $8. And I think we're going to be just fine, George. But you're looking much better at 750 than I am at 8. Worst case scenario, we're just going to have to roll these. We have 2 more weeks. We'll see what's going to happen. Worst case scenario, we'll just roll the snaps again, and then it's going to snap back up. I'm really hoping that they cut rates and the stock is going to go up. Snap is around 715 right now. We'll see what happens. What do you think about selling covered calls deep in the money? Covered calls deep in the money. No, I sell covered calls 4 weeks out. 0.09 delta. 93% in my favor. Simple. That's it. Guys, you're never going to hear me say anything else. Unless you want to get an exit. Unless you want to do a cash grab. Sure, there are scenarios where you want to do something different. But for me, if you want maximum price appreciation, let me repeat one more time. If you want maximum price appreciation, plus you want to participate in the synthetic dividend, aka premiums, 4 weeks out, 0.09 delta, 93% in your favor. Stay away from earnings, 1 or 2 weeks away from earnings. And I think you're going to sleep very well at night. BLSH, cash secured put, September 9th. BLSH. Bullish. Isn't this the one that just came out? Yeah, so the problem is with so I can't give you anything because there's no information here. Because it's a brand new stock, there's going to be nothing to chart, right? So if you're going to go to bullish, this is what the chart looks like. There's nothing for me to chart. There's literally nothing. There's like nothing that I can get. So I can't give you any comments on this, John. I'm sorry. I have nothing to say because I can't make it out of my, I can't just pull a rabbit out of my butt. I need to give it to you based on something, and there's no technicals to go over because it's a brand new stock. By the way, guys, fully 100% entertainment only, not financial advice. Hey, Adam, when will you be opening more dates for one-on-ones? I kind of stopped doing one-on-ones, Stefan, to be honest with you, because it became a job for me. Kind of also why I stopped making YouTube videos. It becomes very, very difficult. However, if you email me, I'll be happy to find you a spot to do a one-on-one. So email me at, let me put it right here. My email address is TU, like thank you, MSTR, Thank you, MicroStrategies. Thank you, Palantir at gmail.com. TUMSTRPLTR at gmail.com. If you email me, Stefan, I will find you a spot, but I don't have any bookings right now and probably won't for the time being. Do you think it's too late to buy a call leap on SoFi? It's not too late, but this is not the time that you want to be buying it. You wanted to be buying these a year ago. So I wouldn't buy it right now. But if you want to, you could. If you're interested, I have the $20 strikes for January 2026, and I have the $15 strikes and $20 strikes for June 2026. But I would definitely 100% not be buying those options if it's me today. I'm already up multi-baggers on those. So there's other plays. Small cap drone and Palantir partner. So if I was going to do a drone company, I would probably be doing Red Cat. I've been looking at it a little bit, so I don't really know much about this company. So I can't really give you comments. Guys, if you give me a stock, I'm just going to tell you if I know something about it or not. If I do, I'll talk about it. If I don't, then I won't. But if you want me to look at some type of technicals for the stock in terms of selling options, just tell me what options you want to sell, cash secured put, covered call, dates, things like that, and I'll be happy to take a look at it. Oleg, what's up, my buddy? Good to see you. Salute to you, my friend. Thank you. My pleasure. ONDS calls are juicy. Aren't rolls expensive? Nah, rolls are not expensive. When you roll almost all of the time, not all the time, but as long as you're like within 15, 20% of the strike price and the share price, then you're going to be able to cover your roll with the premium collected. So when you're rolling, basically, when you sell an option, you collect premium. When you're rolling an option, what you're doing is you're buying out the existing option. The premium that you owe is more than the premium you collected because you're underwater. But what happens is when you're rolling it, you're closing that one, but instead of paying for it out of your pocket, you're collecting premium from a new contract, and the new contract's premium is covering the premium that you owe on this contract. I have a lot of videos on it. So even like Snap, I had an $8 strike and Snap was trading, I think, like $7.20. And I still was able to roll it and make some money. So I think I rolled it and I made like 1% of my money. So it was not so bad. I have a lot of videos on that and a lot of videos about SoFi rolling. So just check out my videos. Like if you go to my videos and you go to like SoFi, so if you're gonna go, so if you go to my channel and you type in SoFi, go to this video right here, and this is how I was managing $655,000 position on SoFi. That was underwater, and I was able to roll it. Also, this one right here, and you'll be fine. You'll take a look at it. Also, I was able to roll this one right here, which is the MicroStrategy one. This is a video about rolling and wheeling. So just take a look at those SoFi videos and you'll see how the rolling works. George, when selling covered calls, do you take into consideration the week of dividends payments? Not really. I mean, some people do. I just keep it pretty simple. But also, I'm not really selling too much covered calls like on stocks that pay a lot of dividends. So if it's a stock, for example, like Microsoft or Facebook or Apple that pays dividends, the dividends is so small compared to the percentage of the stock, it doesn't really make a difference. If it's something like SCHD, which is like a dividend play, or Verizon or things like that, sure, it might make a difference. But for example, my Verizons, my MOs, my BTIs, my AMLPs, my ETs, which are all dividend stocks, I just sell like 6-month covered calls just because there's no market for 1 month first. So I'll just sell them for like 6 months as high as possible, and that's it. Is there a difference between the premium collecting selling 4 weeks out versus weekly, which is higher premium? So if you go and stick to the same formula, let's say 80% 20 delta, and you do that 4 weeks in a row, the 4 weeks in a row is going to be better percentage than just doing it for 4 weeks. So let's say if you do a 4 week out, 80% with a 20 delta, let's say you're collecting like 2%. If you did that every single week for 4 weeks, you would end up collecting probably like 2.2%. So you would make a little bit more. It's not like crazy. The problem is you have to manage the positions a lot more if you're selling them weekly. You're not going to be able to sleep at night. At least I cannot sleep at night when I'm managing it weekly. So for me, it's easier to sell it 4 weeks out. 4 weeks out is the perfect timing for me personally between management, the play working out, and money collected. Do you believe in September sell-off? No, I don't believe in that. If you have calls and they are in profit and the expected it's in a week. Do you think the stock has still what? If you have calls and they were in profit, it's a week. Can you reformulate the question? I don't think I understand that. Are you talking about sell? Can you please reformulate your question? Because I don't understand what it is. I'll be happy to answer, but I have no idea what you're talking about. Using your strategy, what strike would you choose for covered calls and cash secured puts on SoFi? So first, let's do a covered call. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I sell a covered call for SoFi, it will be $33 right here. So that's the covered call. And if I'm selling a put, which I wouldn't, so for the put, I'm going to do a little bit more technical analysis. But off the top of my head, I would probably be doing a 2250 cash secured put. But the cash secured put is not a good play because there's a big chance that SoFi hits 2250. All it takes is one little piece of news. And the percentage that you're getting is not too good, right? So if you're going to go to this, if you go to the calculator, by the way, for anybody part of the website, I built out a compound calculator as well, where you can do compounding, how much money you put into a certain stock and how much is going to be over the course of 10 years or whatever years you want. Just FYI. For the cash secured put, let's put in SoFi. Let's fetch the price. Let's finish this in 4 weeks. So it's gonna be 31st. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the 26th. And let's go to 2250 and 45 cents. And let's go to 4 weeks and let's calculate. So this gives you your 2%. That's not bad. So if I had to sell a cash secured put for SoFi, I would do the 2250. However, I wouldn't want to be there on SoFi. Let's take a look at the. So when I'm doing the cash secured puts, I'm be definitely looking at more technicals. The problem is at 2250, you see, in terms of technicals, you don't really have too much. So if I wanted to be selling SoFi cash secured puts, I want to be somewhere like here, right? Like $20 and less, $20.50 and less. The problem is at 2250, you don't have much. You literally don't have anything at 2250, right? At 2250, this is all that you have. So you literally have the 20-day moving average, the middle of the Bollinger Bands, and you don't have too much crazy volume over here. I much rather be right here. So and it's getting like towards the top of the RSI. I honestly think SoFi is going to keep running, but I wouldn't take a chance because personally, I don't want to be assigned. So I wouldn't do this one personally, but if I had to pick a play, this is the play. $22.50 strike for September 26th. I think it's going to be perfectly fine. However, I would not be doing this play personally. BSR, you're opening them. So if you're opening them, I think I answered that earlier. I wouldn't be opening for that strike price. What do you think about BMNR? I answered that earlier. What do you think about BMNR? I answered that earlier. This one we did. When do you typically roll a covered call? So for me personally, I roll a covered call in the last week of expiration. So if I'm going 4 weeks out, I found, and this is not like scientifically based evidence or mathematical, it's just based on my observations for selling thousands of these, that if I'm selling it for 4 weeks, I set it and forget it, and then I look at it and manage it at the last week of expiration, that Monday or Tuesday. I found that usually Thursday or Friday is when people are going to start assigning you. And that means that on Monday and Tuesday, you have a lot of time to manage it. So I almost always manage it the last Monday or Tuesday of the week of expiration, not before. However, there are scenarios when you could manage it earlier. For example, when your strike price is about to hit. OFMC 917, 918. Oh, great. So if you have a 917, so I wouldn't want to, just be careful when you have a covered call on the 919, guys. George, so that means that we're just going to have to roll our snap. We'll be good. We'll roll it in September 12th. We'll be good. So, for example, if I buy a covered call and it goes against you right away, what do you roll? No, if it goes against me right away, I don't do nothing. I just go to sleep and relax and don't look at it. And then in the last week, I'll look at it. Because the way these options work, guys, is very simple. There's something called theta, and theta is the amount of change due to time decay of your contract. So every single day, your contract's value will depreciate, which is bad for an options buyer, but very good for an option seller. Guys, remember, there's no such thing as an options buy and sell. It's one option with two sides, which is a buy and a sell. It's not two separate options, right? If you're selling an option, somebody is buying an option, and you guys are linked together, you guys are married to that contract, unless they flip it or you flip it, so on and so forth. But you guys are like two sides to the same coin, if that makes sense. So what's good for them is bad for you. What's bad for them is good for you. So time decay is bad for them, but good for you. So by holding the option, the theta decay does its job, beats up the value of the contract, which is good in your favor. So that's why I like to hold it until the last week. I'm thinking of going to be an hour leaps. Nav, should I do 1 or 2 year leaps? I mean, I wouldn't do anything past that far, because so I'm going to say something controversial that most people shouldn't find controversial, but it is controversial. Crypto has cycles, and this time sure might be different. While history does not repeat, it surely does rhyme. If anybody wants to know where we are in the cycle of crypto, we are at the end of this cycle if you believe in cycles. And if that's the case, and we're getting towards the end, and the end is anywhere between the next 2 months or 6 months, if you're doing a leap for 1 year or 2 years, you're going to get absolutely fucked on these plays. Now, if you truly believe that this cycle, that there's no more cycles, that this is not what it is, feel free to do it. I'm not the one that's telling you no. But for example, I have a UPXI and I have a SBET option, and both of them are expiring December and January, and I would not buy another leap. That's all I wanted to say. I was buying my leaps about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. I let them run, and then I sold when it came to like MicroStrategy and things like that. But I would not dare buy leaps right now. I do short-term plays, which I don't like so much, but I do them because they pay, they print. But I would not be doing long-term options, leaps on crypto plays. That's just me. Covered call at 70, juicy as fuck. Yeah, do it. If you feel good about it, do it. Just remember that there's an ability that your shares gets called away. Right? I like hymns. I was talking about hymns when it was like $3.50. And unlike these people that said they were, I have videos to prove it on my other channel. My other channel is Palantir 3030. I don't make any content there, but it's just kind of up there for historical purposes to document some of the things that he said. I think Hims is going to keep triple beating. beating on earnings, beating on earnings per share, revenue, earnings per share, and guidance. I like HIMS. I own HIMS. I think I have like 2,000 shares. I also have a HIMS $39 strike for my cash secured put, and I believe a $70 covered call for HIMS. So I like HIMS. John, what's going on, man? I appreciate you. It was so nice meeting you at the meetup. Me and John met up on Amit's meetup in Florida. John is a realtor, if anybody needs, in South Florida. Really, really cool guy. And he'll kill you like 7 times before you hit the floor. He got the cauliflower ears and everything. Brown belt. The guy is intimidating. He'll fuck you up. Very, very nice guy. When do you cash in SoFi 32 calls? March 26th. When do you cash in SoFi $32 call for March 26th? I would cash them when you made enough money. I mean, at the end of the day, only you know when you made enough money. I also don't know when you bought them. I don't know if you're up, if you're down, and stuff like that. But generally, people don't want to exit their contracts until you at least hit your strike price. So, for example, my strike prices, which were 15s and 20s, are printing. I can't imagine you're printing at 32, which means you kind of have to hold it. But to just be honest with you, you have plenty of time, right? So the last 3 months of an option for like a leap is time decay. So if that's the case, you have this whole year to wait. So you have about 3 more months. But somewhere in January of 26, you want to start getting out of these because the time decay is going to absolutely wreck you. So if SoFi is not above $32, time decay is going to destroy you. So be careful. Spiro, what's up, my man? Good to see you, my brother. Good company. I think it's going to be one of the most valuable, if not the most valuable companies in the future, especially when the robots come out. I can't wait to buy back into the company. I sold out at around $330. I'm looking to buy back in. And hold it long term. Also, you see Elon is no longer beefing with Trump, which is a great thing for him. And Trump will approve a lot of Elon's requests in terms of robots and robo-taxis in the future. That's my opinion. So I like the car. I like the company. But it's going to have a hard time with sales for cars and things like that. It's going to have to prove that it's not just a car company, that it is a robotics AI company. But I love the company, and I absolutely adore Elon Musk. I think he single-handedly is propping up this society, this country, mankind. Yeah, shout out to Elon. Thank you. I appreciate your channel. You're very welcome, John. Appreciate you too. You're very welcome. I like point 20. You do whatever is good for you guys. Everybody does whatever you want. You want to sell 50s, 20s, 10s, 0.5s, whatever. I could not care less. I couldn't care. And I don't give a flying fizzle. I'm just sharing my own journey as somebody that's retired at 42 years old who does this as a living. What works and what doesn't work for me personally. But you guys do everything that you want to do. Yo, Adam, thanks you for sharing your knowledge. Maytag, what's up, Robert? This is the best financial entertainment educational channel on YouTube. Thank you very, very much, Robert. I appreciate it, guys. By the way, when I first started selling options, I used to have Palantir, and that's where I started. And I was kind of trying to figure out how to sell options on SPY and QQQ and everything under the sun. Basically, wherever you guys are is where I was, like asking tons of questions, not knowing who to speak to. And I shared my plays once I started getting better with Maytag, believe it or not. He's literally one of the OGs of my community, my old community, this community. And he extremely successfully executes a similar strategy. Now, by similar strategy, it's covered calls and cash secured puts, but he does them weekly and he has different parameters. However, he's one of the first people that I showed this to, and I'm not saying I made any of these things up, right? I'm just showing, I was like, hey, look, this is what I'm doing. and he's been doing it really successfully, um, very successfully. So this shit works. It's not just like it works for me. Like it works for a lot of people. Some of it is chart based, happen to be above resistance. All right. On weeklies. Yeah, that's good. As long as it works for you. Snap is 912. Yeah, George, I'm gonna make a video when it comes to Snap. Look, I have $8 strikes. You have 750. So definitely you'll be in better shape before me. But we're just gonna keep collecting premiums. Guys, I have another 5 minutes for this live, and then I'm gonna be doing the members only live. I have a live just for channel members at 9 o'clock p.m. So if you guys want a link to that, please feel free. Let me just link it really fast. I'm putting it in the chat right now. So if you guys want to keep talking, I have another live after this, but it's only for channel members. So yeah. When will we roll? When we roll, do we realize a loss? Yeah, when you roll, you get a loss on the snap, but eventually when it works out and we don't get assigned, the gains will outweigh the losses. So it'll all even out. I think people need to understand more about what Delta tells you. I consistently sell the 16 Delta. It's an 84 chance things go my way. I haven't lost a single share yet. Yeah, Elaine also, she's successful. Elaine is OG Palantir. OG. And she's doing extremely successful. I have the privilege of speaking to her. We have each other's numbers. And she's doing great, man. And her technique is different than mine, by the way. So we all have different techniques. But guys, selling it at 30 Delta, you're going to get wrecked. I'm just letting you know. Like even 16 Delta for me is scary. But 16 Delta is safe-ish, especially compared to other ones. Like most people will tell you do 30 Deltas. Those channels are full of shit. This is the way to do it, Elaine. Yeah, she's killing it. Maytag is killing it. Still buying leaps on grabs, or is that position built up already? I mean, for now, the position's built up. I got around 300K in it. So for now, it's built up. I'm not going to be adding any more. So we'll see what's going to happen. Dr. Gorbin, my pleasure. My pleasure. New York in the house. Shout out to New York. Although I'm not appreciative of New York, to be honest. I think it's a shithole. And I'd much rather be in Florida right now. But I see what you're saying, man. I appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. Oh, Big Show, you just subscribed to the channel. I appreciate you. You just became a member of the channel. I'm seeing some of my comments. Thank you very, very, very much. I think it's showing me that you're the newest one that became a channel member. I like Oscar. I own Oscar. I got about 100K in Oscar. Have been wheeling them. I would have liked to sell covered calls are now aggressive. Would you be in the terms of holding on to shares? I mean, I could show you guys. This is my covered calls for Oscar. This is my Oscar play. So my Oscar is $20 covered calls, expiring 9/12, and that's it. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. And my share price that I bought the stock for is $16, and I have about 100K in it. And if you're going to go a little bit earlier, you're going to see, you see I sold these for $20 strikes over here. And no, I sold another one over here. Oh, and then I sold $24 strikes right here for $8.15. I know I sold another one. 60 contracts. Yeah, so this is the one right here. So I collected $900 on this play and sell. Short call, sell. This was a $24 strike Oscar. They paid us shit ton more over here, right here. So yeah, I sell them really, really out of the money, guys. Adam, thank you. My pleasure, John. Love the transparency. It gives me confidence, especially if there's no chart. I can learn to do anything if there's no chart. I can learn to not to do anything. Yeah. If there's no chart, don't do anything. Thasos, what's up, my man? Good to see you. I hope you got your answer with the email that you sent me about the Google. I hope it made sense, man. You didn't miss anything. We're just answering questions, man. But we're gonna have the members live right after this in about a minute or so. Hypothetically, can you tell us what you would buy this week? Hypothetically, if you were trading, I could tell you, but I have a website. On my website, all my trades go on my website. If anybody wants to join the website, feel free. And I have a website where I have all my trades over there, all my buys, all my sells, all my option buys, all my option sells, all my stock buys, as well as my dividend portfolio, as well as my previous option buys, all in the charts, stuff like that, and a bunch of other things. Yeah. So that's all on my website if you want to become a member. Yeah, I was talking about RCAT earlier. That's probably the drone company that I'll be getting into soon. Is UNH still a good long play? Yeah, I think it is good. So I own shares of it and I own leaps of it. The leaps I think I have is December 27, 460 strikes. I have a starter position, not too many leaps on that. It's not a huge position, but I own shares. I got like 400 shares. I like it. Plus the premiums are good to collect cover calls on it. I like it. Are you still offering? Yeah, I'll give you guys a discount right now. Anybody that wants to join, I'm going to give you guys a coupon right now. It's going to be 10% off for the first month. If you guys want to join, 1 second. So I think my coupons expire actually tonight at 11:59. So I'm going to give you guys a coupon code right here. Second. This is the coupon code, girls. This is the coupon code, people. If you guys want to join, is 10% off the first month. If anybody joins my website and you don't like it, just email me. I'll refund you your money right away. I haven't had a single person that asked me for a refund and I didn't refund them. And I've had a lot. If this is not for you guys, it's fine. I'm not here to steal your money. And trust me, the $50 that you guys pay is all going into me paying for shit, data and charts and APIs and things like that, right? We live on the west side. Yeah. Man. Florida is the best. I loved going there. I love going there. Live in Florida too. Agree in sentiments. Terrible. Terrible. It is such a shithole, New York, what it became. It's unbelievable, bro. It's unbelievable. You know? Bro, and I'm gonna go right after this to do the live. It's the funniest thing. My boy lives in Florida too, and he's also high level. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and John, and my friend Rob, and another subscriber, also Tony. I think he's also a brown belt or a black belt, and all of them live in Florida, and all of them train with like UFC fighters. It's like the mecca outside of California is Florida. It's crazy. People don't even know. People don't even know. This is the stupidest statement I've seen in my entire life. How is HIMS better than BMNR, and how is BMNR better than HIMS? They're not even in the same category. They're categorically different. It is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's like saying a skateboard is better than, a bus. Like, what are you talking about? It does not make any sense. It's just it's not even that. It's more like saying an apple is better than a skateboard. It's like completely two different things, and depending on what you're using it for, one is better than the other. But one is not better than the other in general. It doesn't make no sense. HIMS is better played than BMNR. Like, this is so stupid statement. Guys, let's go over to the members only live right now, okay? And I'll see you guys there in just a moment. Thank you, guys.